Hi, everybody. Mr. Constitution, Douglas V. Gibbs here. Great to have you. I was thinking about this last night, this morning. I've got a million things going on. We got the Kamala Harris lawsuit going on with the Constitution Association. I've got classes that I'm getting ready to embark on this week. Huntington Beach class on Monday, San Juan Capistrano, and Fallbrook on Tuesday, Wednesday, Temecula, Thursday, Beaumont, and Carlsbad. And so my work week is beginning. Plus, I've got all these different things going on. But over the weekend, I was hit by something that really knocked me to the ground. I have three families, basically. Gibbs, my last name, my father's side of the family, my stepdad's side of the family, the Jacks, and then my mom's side of the family, Clark, Davis, and so on and so forth. And there's a few notable personages in a couple of the families. For example, Jonathan Davis, the lead singer of the rock band Korn, is my second cousin on my mom's side. And Spencer Pratt, from the Hills, married Heidi Montag. That's my Uncle Stan's grandson. So there's, some personages in the family. What's been interesting about all three families is I've always been kind of the outsider. I'm the kid whose mom divorced the family and the Gibbs family. On the Jacks, I'm the stepkid that came into the family. And then on the Clark Davis, well, my mom was an only child, and her parents have now since passed away, and there's just not a connection. So I don't have a lot of connection with my family, any of them. I got little connections here and there. So in the Gibbs family, growing up, my father, my mom divorced when I was just a little baby. My stepdad's been my dad since I was 3, so he's dad. And the Gibbs family has always they kind of been well-to-do, involved socially, politically, whatever. And I've been the ex, the kid of the ex. But my Aunt Alice, my father's sister, spent a lot of time going out of her way to spend time with me. She made the Gibbs family important to me by her making me important. And so every Christmas I would get a box full of books. She and my Uncle Gil would have me over, throughout the year. I saw her more than I saw my own father. My father's brother, my Uncle Stan, also on occasion took time out of his schedule to spend time with me. I think they kind of felt bad because my father wasn't as attentive as he should have been. He had his own issues. My Aunt Alice passed away when I was in my early 20s. My father passed away in 1999. So the last member of the Gibbs family that I really had any semblance of a relationship with was my Uncle Stan. My Uncle Stan died over a year ago, and nobody in the family told me about it. Now, I'm not necessarily in touch with the rest of the family, but the persons that I am refuse to talk to me. Why? Because we disagree politically and religiously. I have a cousin who now lives in Italy. She can't stand to live in America because of the Christians and the liberty. It drives her nuts. So she lives in Italy. And we've met, we've spent time together, we've emailed, we've talked on the phone. And the relationship has always been, we do okay for about a month, and then she asks me a political question, I answer honestly, and she can't stand to be around me, and then she ignores me for 6 months. But the thing is, they have my contact information. While they may not agree with me politically, they may not agree with my Christianity, we're family, and they have my contact information. But I find out my Uncle Stan, who I've been trying to get in contact with for the last few years, I hadn't heard from him in a while, passed away over a year ago. And I figured it out on the internet while looking other stuff up. I stumbled upon it. And nobody in the family bothered to tell me. Now, I'm not distraught over his death as much as I am the fact that the family just didn't say anything about it to me. But what's even more distressing is that the family didn't say anything to me about it because they're angry with me because of my political views. At what point in America did the death of political discourse get so bad and civil discourse get so bad that families don't even talk to each other. I remember back, I don't know, 10, 20 years ago, my grandmother on my mom's side was a quote unquote Roosevelt Democrat, and she loved the Clintons. So one time at a Thanksgiving dinner, I don't know why I said it, but I just made a joke about, Bill Clinton and his sexual escapades. And my grandmother, without saying a word, bent down, picked up her purse, walked out the front door, got in her car, and went back home. She could not stand to be around someone making fun of her favorite president. Hammer me about Trump, hammer me about Reagan, hammer me about Calvin Coolidge, hammer me about the Constitution. I can take it. I'll debate you. I'll argue with you, not because I expect to change your mind, but because I naturally defend what I believe. But I'm not going to throw you out of my family or disregard you as a human being. I'm not going to stop being your friend. I had a friend who used to co-host my radio program with me. When Trump came along, he became an ever-Trumper. Our relationship ended. Why is it that civil discourse and political discourse has gotten so bad that there are some people in this country who literally can't stand to be around anybody who disagrees with them? It's politics. Yeah, I think you leftards are really dumb, and you think I'm really dumb, and that's okay. Have the discussion, and then afterwards, let's go have a cup of coffee and a donut. I mean, I want to defeat you politically. We have nothing in common politically. But it doesn't mean that we have to stop loving each other as family members or friends. I don't understand it. It's funny because when I first started doing my radio program on Blog Talk Radio back in 2007, there was a woman by the name of Mud Kitty. Well, that's her moniker anyway. It wasn't her name. I never even knew what her real name was. That's something else I've always found fascinating by some people. So they use all these monikers like they want to hide who they really are. I mean, for some people, I get it because, work or whatever, if their actual identity was discovered, they might lose their job over their political belief, which is another ridiculousness. But nonetheless, Mud Kitty, back in 2007 on my Blog Talk Radio show, used to call in every show. She was practically a co-host. We'd argue politics. We disagreed on everything. I mean, everything. But it was cordial. I respected her opinion. She respected mine, even though we didn't disagree we didn't agree. I thought she was a complete idiot. She thought I was a complete idiot, but we got along just fine when we weren't talking politics. And she held Voltaire's quote as her mantra. I may disagree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And I've always argued that the difference in political discourse, the arguments, the disagreements, that's what keeps liberty alive. When in Congress, the two sides are debating, and then they finally find something that both sides can stomach, and that's what becomes law. Those are usually pretty decent laws because it doesn't go one way too far, one way or the other, because they've found some type of common ground that's good for America or good for the community or whatever. But we've gotten to the point where we can't compromise, we can't get along. Now, I'm not saying I want to be like, Rodney King or something, okay, we all just get along. I'm not necessarily saying that. I get it. There's disagreement. I get it. I don't want to give up or compromise or lose my ground over a bunch of communist, socialist, leftist crazies. Of course, they didn't used to seem like they were so far to the left. That's beside the point. But it's gotten to the point now where it's no longer political discourse. It's no longer civil discourse. It's war. Now, in the political arena, we got to fight the war as if it is a war. And I get that. The enemy has decided they're our enemy and they're waging war against us. We need to wage war back. I'm not saying that I want to just get along and compromise things along the way. But when we're not in that arena, can't we be family and friends? When we're not in that arena, yes, I want to kill your political belief system. I disagree with you so bad politically, lefties, that I think you're destroying my country. And if I will fight you tooth and nail. But then afterwards, if my only connection to the family that spends time with me beyond ignoring me passes away, despite our political differences, can you at least tell me? At least drop me a note? Is our political differences so bad that a death in the family has to be hidden from someone? One time I was discussing an issue in my front yard with my neighbor, and we were having civil discourse. We were going back and forth. The issue was the legalization of marijuana, which from a legal standpoint, I believe California can do or any state can do because there's no federal authority over drugs. But from a moral standpoint, I'm not hip with the legalization of the casual, use of marijuana or any other drug in the public square. But I'll defend the state's right to have that law. And if I don't like it, I will fight to change it. So we're going back and forth. And my son comes out and says, Dad, what are you doing? You're not going to change his mind. I wasn't trying to change his mind. We were having political discourse. Now, if he changes his mind, that's great. Maybe I do want to plant some seeds, change his mind. There are some people you just can't change the mind of, but it doesn't mean you don't talk about it. Maybe there is a common ground somewhere. Perhaps there are some seeds that can be planted. And at worst, in that debate, my debate tools are being sharpened. It's a part of what made America great, this difference of opinion. And it's okay to discuss our difference of opinion. It's okay to have freedom of speech and discuss what we believe out there. But when there is a side that is willing to censor, silence, shut down, and even stop being families with and friends with people because of their opinion, it's a sad day in America. My uncle passed away, and I found out on the internet because my family won't talk to me because they disagree with me politically. What a sad day in America it is that things like that is going on. I will continue to fight the good fight, and I will fight the war, the political war, as if it's political warfare. On the battlefield, you and I, if you disagree with me politically, we're going to fight it out. We're going to duke it out. And I'm going to do what I can to achieve victory. But then after we walk off of the battlefield, if you want to have a donut and a coffee with me, let me know. We'll talk about something else and enjoy the donut. We get along just fine, or at least until we got to get back on the battlefield again. Then it's war. Thanks for listening. You can find me online at politicalpistachio.com and douglasvgibbs.com right there at the bottom of the screen. I got videos here at youtube.com/douglasvgibbs, bitshoot.com/douglasvgibbs, and also my Constitution study page. Go to one of those websites down below, hit the video link, and all my videos listed show up. Just did one the other day on Constitution Study TV, talking about the different deals when it comes to Congress, congressional authorities, and things like that. When it comes to eligibility. And of course, every once in a while, I also have longer videos. Like, for example, I just posted on youtube.com/Douglas V. Gibbs. I'm sorry, on bitchute.com/Douglas V. Gibbs. I guest hosted for the Republic, 2-hour show. Well, hour and 45 minutes, I think, by the time the introduction was over. Check it out. And of course, I got Southern California Constitution classes, and I'm on with Scott McKay every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Check it out. Until you have a chance to see me on the next video, be safe, be constitutional. God bless America, and united we stand, combined we kick butt. Until next time, thanks.